G'day humans, Chris Stead here. I'm on the road today. I'm staying right there in the Mercure Centro Hotel Port Macquarie. Let's dive in with my full review and tour.
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
Yes!
Dad, I'm hungry.
So, bit of an interesting stay this one. It's part of the Accor group, and we've got the family king room with spa and balcony. Now, it's just me and the 3 kids up here this time. My wife unfortunately isn't with us, but we're going to, well, we've been staying here for the last couple of nights now, so we're going to give you a pretty good look at the experience and what you can expect if you choose to stay here, because I think always with anything that comes to the accommodation side of things, all the hotels, resorts, no matter where you're staying, it's all about price, right? What you're getting for the price and what you want. So you can always get something that's better, and you can always get something that's worse, and just finding the right medium. But this place has got some super pros, it's also got a few negatives, but the price is right, and it's a pretty good stay. So let's dive in and have a closer look. So as always, I like to start with the location. And out the front here, you can see the building there right on the corner of a reasonably busy street. Like, it's Port Macquarie, it's not the middle of the Sydney CBD, but there's a fair bit of traffic here. It's through road down to the beach and from the centre of town, but it hasn't really bothered me, and there's been ample parking. So they do have parking. You can stay underneath if your car's under 2 metres. You can park underneath. I'm sure there's probably a cost involved in that, but my car's over 2 metres, and so I've just been parking at the front here, where they've got 2-hour parking between, I think it's 8:30 and 6:30. So as long as you're kind of off and on your way by 10:30 and back here by 4:30 is sweet. And even if you need to move it, like there's just ample spots, just go across the road, Not too bad at all. Now location-wise, it's interesting. It's not like as good as you could possibly get. Obviously you could be on the beachfront or something like that, or right on the river, but it's not too bad because you've got about a 5-minute, right at the end of this block here, this dead-end street is, what do they call it? It could be Port Centro actually. Port Central, but it's like it's a full shopping mall, massive shopping mall. It's got an IGA in there. It's got heaps of restaurants and heaps of places to eat and buy things, and just a full-on proper mall. It's right there. So a big shopping centre right there, and you can walk through that and be at the river in about 5 minutes. It's really not that far, and all of a sudden you're down kind of in that town green little shack area where the big breakwall goes up with all the beautiful pictures all over it, and you've also got the jetty there and some playgrounds. It's opposite the church, which you can hear in the background now, ringing away. It's a couple of churches actually. So it's got a pretty nice outlook. And if you go down there, it's probably about a 10-minute walk, I reckon, at least 10. You've got Town Beach. So it's not too far away. I've just been getting in a car and driving down there, but you can also just walk it. It's not too far at all. So it's pretty good in terms of the fact that it's right in the centre of town. You've got all the shops, you've got all the restaurants, everything down there, right down to the centre of town. You can still walk to the river, you can still walk to the beach. So in that regard, it's pretty good, even if you're not got that waterfront, which you can get if you're willing to pay for it. Now you will hear it advertised as a feature being that it's got a day spa. There is a day spa just on the side there called Blush. You can see, so it's actually a separate building, a separate kind of business, but it's in the same building. So there is a day spa. I haven't tried it, but I'm told the staff there are lovely, and the staff here are lovely too, I've got to say. It's been really easy dealing with them. They've been really accommodating. I had a need to come here and dump all my luggage really early in the morning and then come back for check-in, and they just took care of it all. It was great. So really happy with all that. So we're actually staying in that room right there. I'll take up in the room in a sec. We'll just walk in through to the lobby. There's not a whole lot here going on in terms of facilities. Just kind of basically a pool, breakfast, and a bar and a restaurant. So the lobby is quite small, but yeah. A few places to sit, and otherwise pretty simple. There's, I guess, internet through the whole building as well. One of the kind of downsides is only the one elevator, servicing, I think it's 8 floors. So that is a little bit of a wait almost every time I've had to use it. And so minor concern, but something all the same. And you come out here, so it's really nice open space out the back here, where you've got a whole bunch of seating, bar style seating, and you've got a restaurant through there, which I'll show you in a sec. It's got breakfast, and then you got up here, you've got the pool, which is, yeah, it's nothing fancy, but it's a nice pool. It's got a couple of sun lounges as well, and a handy place to cool off, which my kids are doing right now. Diving, which I've just asked him not to do anyway, and a couple of sun lounges over there, and sunshade as well. It's obviously pretty sheltered, so you're not getting direct sun for much of the day here, which in the middle of summer is actually kind of nice. And you get rooms looking right down on it the whole way along, and the beach, just to give you an idea, is kind of the entrance to the harbour is kind of that way. So if you're in some of these rooms, you'd be able to get a glimpse of it, but not a full-on view. Now, in the mornings, you'll come down here, you can get a lunch, get a breakfast, sorry, depending on what you've organised or willing to pay for. So let's go and have a look at what the breakfast is like. And look, as breakfasts go, it's pretty simple. There's not a heck of a lot going on. There's nothing wrong with the food, it's yummy, but if you're looking for a wide-ranging selection of choice, or a big long buffet, or a chef who's going to do the eggs the way that you want them, and that kind of experience, you're not going to get here. It's just basically your stock standard kind of hot foods: bacon, sausage, hash browns, tomatoes, mushrooms, eggs, that kind of thing. Then you've got a couple of cereals, a fruit bar with some yogurt, granola, a couple of juice selections, and then some toast tea, coffee. It's kind of cool that they've got the pods, so you can basically, they've got a pod machine and a frothing machine, so you can make a half decent coffee. It's not, just the instant stuff. You can do the instant stuff, but it's not just the instant stuff. And one of the other cool things I did like about it was they've got scones. So basically I don't know, they feel like to me like homemade scones that you can have with cream and jam in the morning. So that was actually really nice as part of their kind of pastry section. There's also a cafe to the side, so you can get a cafe style coffee here if you like for breakfast. But yeah, nice airy place, but just not particularly fancy, but definitely a nice inclusion if you can get it. And so that's kind of everything that you're going to find downstairs, except for the bar and the restaurant. So we're going to go in there. So I was able to have some yummy food at the bistro, at the grill. Birdrock Bar and Grill. And so you've got a little bar in here, and some nice beers on tap. You kind of got like a bar style experience over here. And through there you've got the Birdrock restaurant. So let's go have a look at a dinner at the Birdrock. So yeah, really nice, very yummy. All right, so let's look at the downstairs area. Let's jump up and take a look at the room. Okay, here we are on level 4, and here's my room, number 411. This is the family king room with spa and balcony. Now, as we open in here, the first thing that's going to be very obvious is the amount of space. So there's some definite pros with this room and some definite cons as well. So the biggest pro is the most obvious. It is just a humongous amount of space. Look at the amount of space. So when you're talking about a family environment, like a family amount of space, this is huge. This is bigger than some people's houses. It's a massive amount of space. It's nice, it's bright, it's clean, feels pretty new, and aircon works a treat as well, which you can see up here. Though bizarrely, they turn it up in the middle of the day. So I had it on 20, I think, or 19. When I came back in, it was 25. It's a bit strange, but anyway. Yeah, so let me take you on a bit of a walkthrough. So it's got spa in it. So one of the big things here is the spa. As you're about to find out, the amount of space in this bathroom is absolutely extraordinary. It's just a little, I guess, sink over here. Kind of very rudimentary basic stuff. And then over here you've got this huge spa bath, which is epic. Especially if you've got kids, you can bath them in there, but obviously it's a bit of fun, it's a bit different. I'm gonna sit in there tonight actually and have a nice relaxing glass of wine. And then you've got the shower over here in the corner. So just a stack of space. But this is what you're gonna find in this room. They don't make the greatest use of the space. As you can see, there's nowhere to hang anything in here. No rails or anything. There's just this tiny little rail over here that holds 2 towels in a room that holds, you know, 5, 6, 7 people if you want. Also, the shower is great pressure, really good pressure, but check out the height of it. Yeah, see what I mean? So anyone over, I reckon, 6 foot's not getting under that. This is not a problem specific to the Mercure, and this is something that I find in a lot of hotels. As a tall person, it's very frustrating, but anyway, the pressure is great. And okay, now that's a sofa bed, so it can fold out as a sofa bed. And over here you've got the king, and then over here you've got 2 twins. So again, this is kind of part of the bizarre layout. So there is more than enough space in here to actually have 3 separate rooms. They just walled, you know, walled in this area here and walled in this area here, and you have this the 3-bedroom basically apartment, which would probably be, you know, it'd be nice to be able to segregate yourself from the kids when you're sleeping or watching TV or anything, but you can't in this room. So that's either a positive or a negative, depending on the type of experience you're looking for. If you're looking for something that allows you to kind of distance yourself from the kids, then you can't do it in this room. But if you have kids that just need to be within eyeball of you, or you want to be within eyeball of them, younger kids, for example, then it's perfect. So that is a sofa bed. We didn't need to use it, so that can fold out. And you can obviously fit truckloads of trundles and stuff in here if you, I don't know if they let you do that if you wanted to. Now, what the bizarre thing is, that's the only storage that they've got available. So over here, you'll see they've got a fridge, a good sized fridge, which is handy because, you know, families want to put a lot of stuff in the fridges. We've got some coffee and tea, pretty good selection of tea actually. So, yeah, a few varieties. Wine glasses, champagne glasses, some cups. That's kind of all really nice. Knives and spoons there. Over here, you've got 2 hanging spaces. And that's it. So there's nowhere to put your bags, and there's no real drawers of any sort. So you've got iron board and iron in there. I haven't found a safe. I don't know if there's a safe, but you can see here as well. Look, see, it just hits the door, so it doesn't open all the way. So it's just, it feels like it's just been hodgepodge together somehow in a way. So the only real drawers are on the entertainment unit. So you do have some kind of, you know, capacity for storage down here. But yeah, so you're here with a family, you've got lots of bags. You don't have anywhere to sit your bags, and you don't really have anywhere to kind of put stuff away. So our bags just kind of sitting on the floor, of which there's stacks and stacks of space. Again, the bed's quite comfortable. Pillows aren't the greatest, but you know, it's comfortable enough. On a firmer side, and you know, they've come in and they've made the beds for us and looked after the room while we were out for the day, which is nice. But again, this room has no bedside tables. So as you can see there, there's no. So again, it's just weird that they wouldn't have that. But anyway, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just strange. And then over here, you've got this curtain. The light bleed's not great on these curtains, but this one in particular lets in a lot of light. So it's pretty much didn't need to turn on the light to kind of walk around this morning. So if that's an issue for you, that's something to consider. But the air conditioning works a treat and isn't loud. So that's definitely a positive. Now this particular one, which is the corner block, which I'd say is probably most of the buildings rooms in this category, has this big giant balcony, which is great. Oh, obviously there's a dining table here as well, which is really handy. You've got another one outside. Now this door is a bit of a pain to open. It kind of tends to like go up and down. You can see that. It's really hard for the kids to open. It's even hard for me to open. So it doesn't slide very well. And it's not very thick. So the sound gets through it pretty easily from the street below, which can get a bit busy at peak times. But I haven't really noticed it. Like it just becomes background noise pretty quickly. But you got a nice little sofa out here, which is great. I sat out here last night. Sunset is right there. So it was really nice sitting out here last night, having a drink, sitting on the couch and watching the sunset. And then again, it's just so much space. Another outdoor table. And while this one doesn't look out towards the water, it's not a bad outlook, I don't think. Just kind of looking out over the church there. And yeah, as you can see, it's kind of a pretty reasonably busy road. But yeah, I gotta be honest, it hasn't really disturbed me. So yeah, huge amount of space. So the end verdict on this particular room is one of like mixed feelings. Oh, actually, I've got to mention the TV. Fantastic TV. Big TV, loud sound. It's got access to like, must be over 100 movies that you can just turn on free, like new releases and stuff that's just in the cinemas now or just come off the cinemas, and kids channels and everything galore. And you can Chromecast, great TV, really, really good. So that's definitely positive. So in terms of a family coming to stay here in Port Macquarie and considering the Mercure Centro, I think that this particular room offers a ton of space, like an absolute ton of space, which is really handy. The spa bath is a great plus. The TV is going to be, you know, really beneficial for families as well. And I like the big balcony as well because it gives you a lot of space to hang out your towels, your surfboards, put fishing gear, all that kind of stuff. You got all that outdoor space there for that kind of gear, which is really, really handy. Absolutely. Also the big fridge. But on the negative side, it's just a bit bizarre. There's not that much storage. There's no bedside tables over here. There's no segregation between you and the kids if that's something that you want. So you're all living kind of, you know, waking together and sleeping together. And there's some, you know, pretty bad light bleed with that curtain in particular over there, but also with these. So that's what's a little bit off-putting as well. But yeah, as long as you know what you're getting for the money that you are able to secure the room at, it's, you know, definitely going to do the job for you. And if you get it at a good price, then you'll be laughing because, you know, it's a really big space in a pretty central part of Port Macquarie. So there you go, guys. That is my review and tour of the Mercure Centro Hotel here in Port Macquarie. Look, it's worked out well for us. Like, it's a very easy stay. Nice, simple, heaps of space, very easy. And that's kind of what you want when you're on a family vacation. Can you get better spots? Can you get more luxury? Sure you can. Can you get more facilities? Sure you can. But like I said at the top, if you're getting the right price for a place like this, then I think you're onto a winner. All right, I'm Chris Stead. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos. I'm doing heaps of content around all the cool activities you can do with kids here in Port Macquarie. So make sure you check that out. I've also reviewed a few other places around here as well over the years. So check those out as well. But otherwise, as for me, I'm getting back on the road. Yeah.